Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages. My favourite quote of the day is in Dutch, which I can't pronounce very well, but I'm going to try and pronounce the word, and it is Hallo en welkom to the Netherlands. And Vetcher is going to tell me exactly how you say it, because he is Dutch.
Hallo en welkom bij de Nederlandse Grand Prix. Vandaag gaan wij kijken naar een hele spannende race. Hopelijk spannender dan vorige week. Maar we weten het natuurlijk nooit. Laten we maar zien wat er gaat gebeuren. Right, Evil?
Yes! No idea what you said. But,
well, I'll translate it.
Yes.
Well, we are here for a really exciting race. We'll see what will happen, if it will be more exciting than last week. And I'm looking forward to it. That's basically kind of what I said. So.
Well, there we are. So there is the Dutch words there, and of course this circuit has many corner names, which I'm going to try and pronounce during qualifying and the race. We'll see how well this goes. Now, before the stream started, I tried to do him to Vetcher and he just was laughing at me, so to all the people in the Netherlands right now, if you're watching, I'm sorry, not very good at saying, I can't speak my own language, so gotta help me trying to pronounce anything else, but I've learned some of the corners slightly, some of them less so, but a few of them are English slightly, so yeah.
Well, you just try to name them, and I'll see. I'll give you a ranking.
If Vetcher starts giggling, then there we are. We're just waiting a few minutes, by the way. Just waiting for a few people into the lobby. We've got 12 people so far. Whilst we're here, Vetcher, I suppose we could talk about last week, and that was a very dramatic race with many a car going into a wall, many cars and drama. But I tell you one thing, though, Vetcher, what definitely did be impressive: a last to first last week.
Yeah, it really was. It was a really big comeback, of course. Helped by a lot of safety cars and, of course, that massive accident wiping out 3 drivers. I think that was Jess, Indecisive, I think, and someone else.
Indecisive, there was Jacko involved, who is, of course, the series owner, of course, runs in the Cup Series as well on a regular basis, full-time in here as well. So, of course, the interesting thing about him is the standings. And already, Yuri on 20 points ahead of Danny Quinn in second on 15. Barry in third with 14, ahead of Matt in fourth with 13, followed by Jake and Victor in fifth and sixth. Leroy is in seventh, ahead of Michael, Jack and Niels in ninth and 10th with 0 points. We have Sullivan, Jess, Matt, Isaac, Thomas, Noah, Billy, and also the car of Cameron Blair as well. We do have 2 new drivers here today as well, which is Camo Babo and Bill, who are both not in the lobby by the looks of it, unless they are, and I've
Camo Babo is.
Camo Babo is. Where is
second
he?
Second
there
highest.
He is. Up there, Camo Babo in the lobby, and I don't believe we've got Bill in the lobby. No,
I think we might be waiting for a few more people.
Yeah.
There's not a really big turn up today, so I hope we can get a bit more.
Still up in their thing, and seeing Bill is ill, so won't be taking part in the race. We've got a few others coming in as well. Some haven't updated that game, of course. And one thing that was very good about the update on the game is we got the Red Bull livery, the old one from. Was this Suzuka that was meant to run in last year? It ran in Turkey. I don't know,
it ran in Turkey because Suzuka
didn't happen.
Didn't really exist.
No. But Turkey was a good race. Need Turkey on F1 at some point. It's such a good track. It's not really on many games. Last time it was 2011 was the last it was an F1 game. That's the last time it ran. A race which had a very big accident in practice for Sebastian Vettel, I remember that day. Dropped it in the wet. Foreshadowing of him dropping it, but nonetheless, moving on.
I can't remember.
It was a long time ago. I'll say it that much. It was a very long time ago, but soon we'll be getting ready to go. 0 people, by the way, if you're wondering, have their Joker here today. So, luckily for us, Vettel, all we've got to do is keep an eye on who does the 2-stop. And lobby will start in 5 minutes time. So, well, we'll see here, Vettel. First week, of course, last week. What overall did you think of that?
Well, it was my first wheel. What's it called?
First race?
Yeah, my meeting with JACKOCAR. It's really hard to understand the rules still. Like I said, battling for the final points position, well, they're battling for 10th, but the top 15 score points. So there's something, there's some things I still need to learn about how everything goes, but we'll get there. And but yeah, the racing was good. Some incidents, but overall, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it certainly is. But the crucial thing is, though, I had some fun. Vetro had a lot of fun as well. My voice blew a few times. I
remember.
Extremely when, was it Niels dropped? That was such a big accident. And just when I said that he didn't really much need to make a mistake, he dropped it. We had, of course, the monumental pile-up involving Jacko and many other people, including Jess and Indecisive. Unfortunately, both of those two didn't have anywhere to go and were helpless to stop as they ploughed into the stricken car in the middle of the road. And that's racing, I suppose. That can happen. But
coming out of Chapel, there's just, you cannot see what's around the corner.
You couldn't see what was going on. Because here in the Netherlands now, a circuit vector which is even more blind. It's very thin, it's very narrow, and it's good to see on F1, but as I think we could both agree, it's not really built for F1.
No, it is not at all. It was rebuilt to be a bit more F1 worthy. It got a grade 1 kind of track thingy, because you need it for being in F1. But I do not think it's a really safe circuit to race on. It wasn't in the 70s, it isn't now. But I think it's still safer than Saudi Arabia.
It is safer than Jeddah, of course, which somehow it was not a very explosive race, all things considered, because we were worrying, of course, in qualifying we saw Mick Schumacher having a big off. In the race, I was fearing we'd see a pile-up or something bad would happen. Nothing happened, apart from Latifi doing the Latifi, but apart from that...
It's always Latifi who just screws someone race up.
Poor Perez, of course, got that pole. Could have won the race, of course, but Vetro's Dutch Messiah won. So there we go, beating Charles Leclerc in second position. And, of course, Sainz underrated in third position again. It's keeping up his podium rate as well this season. It's his third podium in a row, of course, counting Abu Dhabi last year. And he's on a 14-point scoring streak as well. But I believe we should be getting underway in just about 1 minute time. So
we've still got someone still going for an update, but it's not updating as soon as, well, as quickly as we want.
Yeah, it's taking a little bit. Of course, now, it depends really. I mean, sometimes the game, it was a 3.4 gigabyte update on the PlayStation. It's 900 megabytes on the PS5. So, there's that one, of course. That's compression for you. But the thing is, the copying sometimes. Now, on some games, really fun. Gran Turismo, which is a game which takes about 10 years to copy, by the way, not fun. This game also copies sometimes, but sometimes it does not. But nonetheless, Vetro, we're still in for a very nice race. We have got 12 drivers in the lobby so far, so we'll have to try and figure out who is going to be coming out for what in their quali slot as well. So first out is Cameron Belair. Now, I'm not sure if he is here, but we'll find out. We've got Noah, who isn't here. I do not see him. So we'll find out as the race goes on. This is the issue with me being dyslexic slightly, is they give me the names of the drivers. I don't know what all the names are. I'm still getting used to them. I know a few of them pretty easily. I know who Jacko is, because it's Jacko. And, of course, Quinn being Quinn. So, there we go. we're getting ready, and of course, 18-minute qualifying, 0 jokers as well. And remember, of course, it is a one-shot as well. You have to do your out lap, flying lap, and in lap, of course. And if you DNF on your in lap, you have to, I believe, still provide evidence of your crash. You can't deliberately crash after you've finished your lap. Of course, it's something we do not like to see in any racing. But here in Zandvoort, of course, the new circuit, pretty much, well, I suppose the newish circuit, because most of it's still kind of from the original, but slightly altered, of course. A fun fact, by the way, Adventure, I presume you know as well, that there's a golf course, which actually is where the old circuit used to be.
I was just about to say, you can kind of see it in the loading screen on the middle. That's why they broke down most of the old circuit, because they wanted to golf.
Yeah, golf's fun, by the way, I will say. Everyone likes some golf. But of course, Zandvoort, I believe it means sand by the sea, if I'm not too mistaken, Vetri.
Well, zand is sand. Voort is not really a lot. By the way, do you see that flat texture around on the window with laptops on there?
Yes, I have just noticed. Someone's playing Devil's Advocate.
Those are chairs.
They are chairs, yes, they are chairs, Vetri. Well done, they are chairs. There is a table. There is also
some plants.
Some plants in there as well. It's very nice. It's like watching. I mean, even on the grandstand, on the garage down on the left side, it's a bit flat textured as well. There's a door. There's 2 doors actually. They're inverted. But whilst we're looking at this, fun fact by the way, which I was doing in practice by the way, in the pit lane, you can see it by the way. The gantry on the right, it's directly in the pit lane. Now, I'm not an expert of that show, and I've said this many times, but I don't think a giant metal pole should be in the middle of the pit lane.
Ah, yeah, I see it. It is a bit interesting. I also see a man putting a board together, like on the right there.
Yeah, it is.
A t-shirt.
This is like
well, there's no cars on track, so this is what we're looking at right now.
Yeah,
there are people clapping on top. Everybody's hyped up. They're all waiting to go.
Yeah, well, I mean, suppose whilst we're here, of course, we did go through the championship order just a few moments ago, but of course, we shall go back through it again if you are just joining us for the time being, as we're waiting just for a few minutes for the first drivers to get out on the circuit. So, it is, of course, as I scroll through to find it, it was Yuri, of course, who did that last to first challenge beautifully from out of nowhere. I thought he still had to stop. He didn't. He, of course, won last week from Danny Quinn and, of course, Barry Baldwin in 3rd position ahead of Matt and Jake in 4th and 5th. Then, of course, followed, it was Victor, Leroy, Michael, Jack and Neil. That was your top 10 drivers finishing that race, of course, meaning Yuri already has got to the playoffs. He has advanced to the playoffs, of course. That will be later on in the season as well. And of course, might say, Vetro, some were very unlucky last week. What was in those wet conditions? Now, I don't know, and I'm sure I'd be lovely to see if someone in any of the chats can let us know what the weather will be.
Well, the race can be totally different from the qualifying. As we've seen last week, Zandvoort is a place where it can rain sometimes, often. It's the chance is there, but it's not particularly high. It's just kind of in the middle.
Yeah. And being confirmed, by the way, a full dry session for both of it, so that's good, Vetsu, because this circuit, very difficult in the dry. Some of the key corners, by the way, turn 4, that is the, well, pretty much all the bankings. We'll just say very easy to drop it, and we've got a car coming out on circuit, and first
Camababo.
out... Yeah, Camababo, first out on to the racing circuit. That is, then, that'll be Cameron Blair from the indicator. So there we go. So now I'm learning who is who slightly, of course. Around Zandvoort, and we're on board then through turn number 4. This is one of the corners. Very easy to drop it on the exit as you come up right over the hill. As I get immediately a lump in my throat up there. It's like a roller coaster, this circuit, better, isn't it?
I've never driven on it. I love roller coasters, but it does look like a roller coaster. It goes up and down, side to side. And it's just it's a really narrow circuit, but the corners are pretty quick as well. So it's kind of like Jeddah, but a bit less wall. Yeah.
Only slightly, but this circuit also, with the amount of runoff it has, still very scary because you can go off at a very high rate of knots, and I will say going off is not fun around this circuit. But shall we?
You know what I'm always also thinking about? They all do a lap in intervals, but it's a really short lap. Do you think people will drive each other in the way? Will be in the way from another?
It's possible, but we know who drives cut that way. So through the corners, that's through the Tarzan Bocht, turn number 1, into the Jeddah Bocht, into turn 2, and then down into Hungzagan Bocht. Ventro's giggling already. I'm going to kill him after the end of this race. As you come up through towards the Hunza Bocht, and then into Rob Slotenbacher Bocht, into a corner, into this track so fast, into Marlborough Bocht, into Renault Bocht, which is easier to say, then down into Vodafone Bocht, which is turn number 9, and then the nice little straight Vetro. It says turn 9 on here, so we say turn 9.
Oh well.
Then into the Audi S Box, which is the chicane, as then you come themselves into the exit, which is the Hunzerod, and then in to Kumbo Bocht, which is very awful to try and pronounce when you're dyslexic, and then into the last corner, which is Ari Leivendijk Bocht. And Venture, how many of them did I get pronounced correct?
That was absolutely horrible.
But it's a 111.3 for your first lap, and we are now waiting for the next car to come out on circuit. And like I did say, apologise to the entirety of the Netherlands, because I cannot pronounce Dutch words at all.
You've proven that to us, but it's just it's called bocht, but I don't know, British people or just English people cannot pronounce it's they just can't go. Yeah, you kind of say bocht instead of bocht. You just don't have the throat for it.
I do not have the throat for it, but alright, we're running on board with Camo Babbitt. That is your first lap completed. We've got a few people starting to join, by the way, which is always good to see. A little bit late, so they might get told off slightly for being late. Naughty boys, not allowed to be late. But they are starting
You've got 13 drivers now.
Yep, next come out on circuit, that is Indecisive then, in his lovely livery, of course, which is blue. It's got a bit of yellow on, as he comes through Marlborocht. You know what, Venture, this lap, let's let you do all the corner names. Let's let you do that.
Stop. Well, I think we've got a different map from each other.
Do we?
Because...
Uh-oh.
Yeah, because this is the Vodafone board, indeed.
Yeah.
And we're coming up to the Audi S. If you go on board with Indecisive.
Yeah, this is the Audi S.
Let's see if it works a bit better for Dutch people. Maybe it works.
Well, take us through a lap, Venture, in full Dutch.
Alright, well, coming out now on the Arie Luijendijk bocht, of course, the famous Dutch driver who had won 2 times, I think 2 times, to Indy 500. This is one of the oldest, this is like the oldest name of the corner, Tarzan Bocht. And the next one is called the, let me see, Gerlach Bocht, that's this one. And then we go into the Hugenholz Bocht. And then this left, right, left is called the Hunserug. Rug means back, so it's like the back of a animal or something like that. Rob Slotenmaker Bocht, then here is a Schijfvlak. Then this is the Marlborough Bocht. I don't know if you can do cigarettes branding. Renault Bocht. Renault. I don't like Renault. It's a stupid car. Vodafone Bocht. And then going into the Audi S again. Something like that.
Yeah, and then of course into the last 2 corners as well, into the Hunsered and then into the Komhoberbocht, which is the right-hander as well, which Venture said Venture said not to pronounce the ocht, but we'll see about that, because I realised what it says. Yeah, the Komhoberbocht, which is interesting as well. We've now got Risky coming through the last corner as well. And good to see your comments, by the way, from the bots, which our favourite sponsor, by the way, is this bot. Someone needs to try and ban the bot.
Yellow flag. There's someone slowing down. Jess is about to start a lap as well.
Yep, Jess on a out lap as... Oh no, Jess is on a flying lap, actually, is she not? Yes, he is on her lap. It's so quickly this is going on right now. Everyone's on lap time. It gets so quick as we go. Jess through the last corner, through come Hobobocht, through into the last corner, and let's see, she's doing pretty well so far. 37, she's used all of her rest. Goes P2 then, ahead of Indecisive. Provisional second position.
Provisional second position. I thought she went into P1. But I couldn't see Kamababo again because he is retired. So I couldn't see his name that well. But indeed, a bit quicker than Indecisive. They're both a little bit less than 2 seconds slower than Kamababo. So he's got a good lap. Who is the next to start the lap? I think that might be Indecisive is going out of the way.
Yeah, it's risky. Yeah, through the chicane, then into Rowdy S. Then, of course, down into the last 2 corners on this circuit, then into the right-hander. Nice and smooth through there for the driver. A little bit wide on the exit, but I think he got that pretty good. I will say, indeed, not invalidated. Up to the line. Here's a bit of time so far, and it's a 1:21.1. So
the next one to start the lap is Jacko.
Yes, next one right on cue is Mr. Jacko, the owner, and he's made his livery more red so more people can see him, which is always good because we like to be able to see Jacko. Of course, he's running the same kind of livery that I've run, just in a different colour scheme. Actually, if I remember correctly, I ran a livery. Didn't end well. I ended up having a few incidents around Baku, but that is me around Baku. Of course, we're seeing people retiring from the session. That's because they have finished their one and only lap time. So I've got to see we've now got 14 people in the session. Jacko, nice and smooth for here as he comes down into Mudbolocht. And then, of course, into Renault, a little bit on that curve there, and you can see the car bottoming out ever so slow. That's going to be a theme of this race, Vetro. That corner, very easy to get it wrong.
Yeah, if you hit the curb on the outside or the inside, you can spin really, really easily. It's almost an auto spin curb, because that car just bottoms out. While Jacko just drove the fastest sector 2. Now, where's he going to go? I think he's going to go at least P2. But can he dethrone Kamobabo for P1? Let's see. Yeah, I think he'll be really close.
Let's see for the last corner. That's pretty smooth there for Jacko, the man who wants to be on pole. He's not on pole. He is second position by 4/10 of a second there. It's a big margin. Sully next to do his lap time. He's coming through the back right now of the corners as he now comes into the double right-hander. The circuit, of course, used to skate off on the left through a load of what is now a golf course, like we alluded to earlier, through into the back sector as well. Just a few seconds. And this track vector is so quick as well. It's about a 1:11. It's the third shortest lap time on the calendar. I think only beaten by Austria and possibly Monaco. Sometimes can be around these kind of lap times if you're a wizard. But I think that is...
I think Monaco is a bit slower.
Yeah, Monaco. I think Hungary is not too long as well, but I think it's slightly over a minute as well, about 1:20, I believe. So this, I believe, the second shortest lap time track around the calendar. Slightly across the line goes P3 then, as now we wait for our Hasselager then. That, of course, is the, I believe, Dutch driver as well. That is Yuri's...
I think he's Dutch, yes.
That's Yuri's brother, actually, potentially. Yeah, it should be, actually, if I'm not mistaken, which I probably am now, which is a Y-Racer, who is in the pit. And we've also got Vito on his
last time I called him Speedy Racer. I've been told it's Y-Racer, not Speedy Racer.
You could call him both. But it is, of course, Speed Y-Race, of course. But through the last couple of corners, in to come Hobivocht, comes Hasselager through the last corner into Arie Luijendijk. And up to the line, Ventress is going to giggle at me. I'm going to try and say these corner names. And it goes P1, to be fair.
About 5 thousandths of a second. Just about.
Next up is Vito in
got a car off. No, he's slowing down, I think.
Yeah. Vito, also purple in Sector 2 so far then for the driver through the back end of the circuit. He also comes then, and then into the last 2 corners, which I shall not say for a little bit because Vetch.
Arie Luijendijk.
Yes, into Arie Luijendijk bocht.
That's better.
There we go. And he goes P1 as well.
P1.
Then.
Look at that.
Next
By almost 2 tenths.
is Jake C, who almost dropped it then on the camera angle. It's very quick there. He's all over the curb. He doesn't invalidate, though.
He doesn't invalidate. Okay.
It's very surprising.
Or maybe he already has.
No, he hasn't. It's not red. It's all good. So he's still on his lap time then in his blue livery. One car up the road. That is Hasselager getting out of the way. And he is also purple in Sector 2 then. So they're going quicker and quicker then as they come through the last
to the 1 minute
couple of corners. Yeah, we could see a 1 minute 10 here today then. Let's see through the last corner. And this is Jake W. Combs then, or Jake Warrior as his actual name. Let's see, is he going to be a Warrior and stick it on pole? No, he is going to be fifth. But it wasn't a purple Sector 2. Next is Newgarden then.
Newgarden, yeah. Interesting that his car icon is black, even though it's a really colorful livery. That car color on the left, it's just completely black. You don't see any color. But on the car itself, there's a lot of color.
Yeah, most certainly. It's very blue and orange. It's like a, what's kind of reminds me of a golf livery slightly. It's slightly slow through there as you come corner there for the exit. A little bit wide there on as well, and then through the last corner and up to the line. DRS wide open, and it is going to be a 1 minute 11.7. Next up will be Basil Bruss in 13th position so far as he is on his lap time on the medium tyre compound, which is very interesting to see, Vetro. The only one so far trying to qualify on the mediums.
This is really interesting. He's trying to go for a longer stint on the beginning then. But I will do it on the soft anyway, because you do not know what weather it is.
Dry.
In the moment.
We
already know for sure, because in Silverstone we were... that's going to be a really, really bad lap. Because in Silverstone we were surprised with the rain. But it's not on random now.
It's random, but the drivers have told me full dry race expected throughout Basil Bruss's line and goes 8th position. Next up will be Quinn, who is in 2nd place, I believe, in the championship. So far, of course, as well as Y Racer behind him. 1 minute to go here in qualifying, and it's a purple Sector 2 for your driver. Then as he comes down into Hobohocht, and then into Adi Leyenbeek. The last corner. Am I getting right now? That's true.
Adi Leyenbeek, yes. Hobohocht, no.
No.
And P1 into the 1 minute 10s.
Yes, into the 1 minute 10s we go. As we now look at
Y
Speedy Racer. As you say, I'm going to call him Speedy Y Racer now. There we go. Who is also purple in Sector 2 as he comes over the curbs. Chucks it into the right.
This way quicker.
Yeah, this looks like a very good lap time for Y Racer. Then a little bit squiggly on the rear end. It's not quite boating through there as he comes through the last couple of corners before the last actual couple of corners. Through into Sector 3, and it's again purple for him. So this could be, I'm going to say, a 1 minute 10.5. For Y Racer. Let's see how far off or how close I am for the last corner. Nice and smooth for here. Don't open the ERS because this corner is very easy to drop it. Now start using it. Up to the right, and let's see.
1 minute 10.5. Okay, you're right.
Yes! There we go. Got it right. And now we are just waiting for everyone to come into the pit lane. So there we go. There is qualifying. So Y Racer had a Quinn. Vito had a Hasselager, Kamababo, Newgarden, Jake, should I say? Sullivan
Jake.
Ahead of Bazza, Jess ahead of Indecisive, Risky ahead of Kingan down in 12th into 14th position, who did not set a lap time.
So it was Risky and Kingan with the worst lap time. Risky might have spun somewhere or made a mistake, and Kingan invalidated his lap time.
I think actually Kingan didn't set a lap time, actually, if I'm not too mistaken.
Just not at all.
Yeah, I don't think he didn't get in for his qualifying stint, so, yeah. And as per usual, like it was in Silverstone, our story of the day is Jacko and Jake. They're to each other. Now, those two had a bit of a ding-dong battle last week. until Jacko bottled it. Died. Spectacular death. But let's hopefully that Jacko doesn't spin this time and cause mayhem. Which would be ideal, but never say never, of course, around this circuit. It's so easy to drop it. So, yeah.
Just don't do any curses this time.
Yeah, well, we
Maybe
know how
we'll
that's
see
gone.
another massive accident on the straight.
Yeah, I don't want to see any more fatalities, of course. This circuit, talking of that, I suppose, if I'm not mistaken, the scene of was it Roger Williamson back in 1970s? It's 74. Yes, so 1974, of course, and the that tragic accident back then. But hopefully, we don't see any accidents today. That's a good thing. We don't like seeing accidents in motorsport. Yet alone in JACKOCAR, because when there's an accident, it's never small. It's never small in JACKOCAR.
Well, no one dies on the game.
Well, I hope so.
No one in real life.
The AI might.
Maybe the AI does.
We don't like quite know.
Look at the top left, by the way. That's pretty dangerous. Probably could fall off there.
Yeah, there is a gap up there. Now, they are all also doing the same move at the same time. That's quite. That's a little bit. You can see them all moving at the same. That's weird.
That's because they've got
they
the
all look
same
at the same time as well. Oh god.
Oh dear.
Demons. Hundreds of them. Oh.
Attack of the Clones.
But there we are then. Is in the chat, Jake already having fun with Jackie there. He says we have Gordon Ramsay memes. Your words like Gordon Ramsay.
Where's the lamb sauce?
Where's the great banter race? 10 seconds to go. Then we're on our formation that here rounds Zandvoort for the. I almost said the Netherlands Grand Prix. I suppose I am correct in that terminology.
It is a Grand Prix in the Netherlands, so you're correct there.
But it's the Dutch Grand Prix. Here today, and we are just getting ready for our formation. And of course, 0 people are doing the Joker as Y-Racer gets ourselves off the grid. So everyone will be doing the mandatory 2-stop strategy, which I believe is the ideal strategy around this circuit anyway. It's around about lap 7 for a set of soft tyres, though they can stretch a little longer depending on the setup. A medium and then back to another set of soft, so we'll see a soft, medium as well. In terms of who is doing what on the tyre strategy, we've got Bazza and Kingan both on the mediums. They're going medium, soft, we do believe, for their strategy, whilst everyone else is going soft, medium, soft, or I believe soft, medium. We don't know. Could be anything, Vetro.
It could be anything. We'll be surprised. Let's see what people will do, and where everybody will. Who will actually survive the first lap? Because of course, Tarzanbocht, really tight right-hander, and then right, left into another really big lap. Oh, we've got already a car off. That's Quinn.
Quinn going off, and now they all bunch
damage
up.
is off in the.
Yes. Damage is off in the formation lap, but the tyre heating, that is on. So if you ever heat your tyres in the formation lap, you will have a lot of trouble. I found this out in a pre-season race in Bahrain where I overhit the tyres, and let's just say I ended up going inside of Jess, which was not ideal, but it was quite a giggle. So there's that. No, hang on. Yeah, you know what I meant. But here we are then, into the last 2 corners as they get themselves through into the Adi Leidendijk. The last corner, of course, after the Indy 500 race winner. Of course, and there is your strategy. 2-stop, soft, medium, believe strategy as well, or the soft hard, but no one will be doing that because we don't do the hard tyres in JACKOCAR.
Just ignore AWS, they know nothing.
Yeah, we know everything. We are the overall Supreme Leader Vectro and Dragon here. Just as long as I don't get... Well, I suppose actually I do have a scar, so I could be Carlo right now if I wanted to.
Well, I hope this race is going to be better than the sequels.
Yeah, now let's hope, of course. Lap 1, we are just waiting for the last car of Jacko to get himself into position. And then we shall have our favourite thing, Vector, and that will be 5 red lights. So, here we go then. The camera angle, is it going to work? 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Go! And it's a good start there from Y-Racer. Quinn as well gets a good start. But it's Quinn leading into the first corner as they head into Tarzanbocht. And are we all going to get through clean today? Then it looks like most certainly we have at the front And most certainly looks like it has in the back. Racer in second. Hasselager up to first. They come through into the banking for the first time. A little bit squiggly on the rear end there for look like Vito as well. As a few people squiggle and worm them's way up then in towards the double right-hander. And this is where we could see a lot of drivers making mistakes, but it looks like for the first lap, Vetro, they've got themselves all A-OK at the front as well, apart from Kingan, who's gone off.
He's off. I was just about to say no front wings flying around on lap 1, but we were wrong. And we've got a virtual safety car immediately.
And that is a big shame there for Kingan. That will be, he's on that medium strategy now. Luckily with the virtual safety car, all these drivers, of course, will be able to get around, and that will help Kingan. He should maybe be able to get nearer the pit lane, so we won't lose as much time. But already for Kingan,
Quinn,
trouble.
What a start.
Yeah, Quinn, what a start. He hooked that one up perfectly. Racer could do nothing.
We will be getting ready to restart the race pretty soon. Kingan will be going into the pits immediately.
Now we're coming into the pits. Now that is okay, I believe. Under the virtual safety car, you can do that.
So that'll be their first mandatory pit stop out of the way. And
Jacko gets a 5-second time penalty there for speeding.
That must really be horrible for him, because of course it's under the virtual safety car and still speeding under the pit lane. 5-second time penalty, not good.
Yeah, we're certain that's going to be a long afternoon then. All of them, I believe, should be going on a set of medium tyres. Indeed, they all do a set of softs there for Kingan as he exits the pit lane. But Quinn leads from Hasselager in second position, ahead of Vito and Newgarden. Third, fourth, ahead of Basil Lebrus in fifth position, who is getting chased down by Jake, who is trying to beat him round the bush. Right there, O'Sullivan there in 7th position. Is he going to be doing some snooker later on? Who does know, ahead of Jess in that awesome purple livery, by the way. Purple, yellow, my favourite two type of colours, by the way. Spyro is my favourite game. So that's...
You really like making puns today, don't you?
Yes, I do like making puns. Indecisive,
well,
he
here
is...
comes Jake W. as well, right behind Beza. But Beza is using... Oh, he isn't actually, but he's got way more straight line speed.
Yep, Quinn into the pit lane. That's for his first stop. He has to done that because he needs to try and cover off this Racer, who is going to retake the lead. It'll be interesting to see where it's going to come out, actually, with Camababo, actually. It's going to be awfully close on the exit of turn 1 here. They're going to come out side by side. I think, yeah, just actually will Camababo get the jump then. So, coming into the virtual safety car, really working quite there. Behind them, we've got Risky and Jacko starting to battle as well. So, already
12.
Yeah, for 11th and
Jacko, of course, still got the penalty, but Risky got a really good exit. Is he going to try it? No, I would stay behind him if I were you. Ooh, don't go side by side here. Then we will see front wings flying and wheels.
Yeah, we don't like that. That's called it. We don't go side by side through there. It's like you don't stick the inside of cops, but you really don't stick it up the inside through there unless you are either A, Titanic, or B, Titanic.
Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, well, now the thing Lewis Hamilton would do that. I'd be surprised, but we'll find out one day if he would do that. But that Mercedes probably wouldn't get to the corner very easily. How much is
probably if he gets overtaken because that Mercedes is
he's not very good.
Anyway, here comes Jake. We've got DRS open. Up the inside, is he going to do it? No, not quite.
Not doing, but he might have put him slightly offline. But the issue is, of course, that's true. Then you come into this tricky right-left, and we've seen it so easy. We've seen people say this corner could be very easy to drop it, but they all seem to be doing relatively okay through here. I haven't seen only one driver having a real mistake. That was Kingan on the first lap. Does it come up
Jacko overtaken by Risky, it seems. Yep. Into Tarzanbocht. And out of Tarzanbocht, and the positions have changed. But Jacko, they've both got on the mediums. Both had one stop already. So face-to-face battle. Oh, we've got Quinn off.
And
Quinn
that is on the exit.
Accident.
So he's got on the curb. That'll be the safety car. It is. So yeah, he's got on the curb, dropped it. Now that is going to put a proverbial spanner in all the works. So that means Racer, Camababo, Newt, Risky, Jacko, and Kingan, they will be good. Everyone else, of course, we'll see if any of them come into the stops, but this is going to be a situation, so if they come in now, And they are going to have to stop again. So let's see, are they all going to stay out?
No,
We're going to see any of them
I think the people who just stopped are just going to go keep it there because they don't need new tires. And
Decisive thought about it.
But he was indecisive, but he decided the other decision, it seems. Well, oh dear, we've got Jacko with a puncture. How did that happen?
Dad ran over the debris, actually. So,
debris, I think that might be right there.
He would have ran over the debris then, so there was a lot of it out the circuit. So he's ran over that, got a puncture, and that is really surprising. We don't normally see it from debris, but of course with the sim damage on, so he's doing. Jacko, who did not have a good last week, by the way, had many incidents and many dramas, again in the wars, this time with a bit of carbon fibre. Well, we're hoping to see no one else has got any damage either, so that'll be a second stop. That will be a
and we've got
non-mandatory for Jacko. But
we'll also, well, he's got rid of the penalty now, at least.
Yeah, he's got rid of the penalty, I suppose, but that is his non-mandatory stop there, unfortunately, so he has to stop at least one more time in this race. So he says 2, but of course you'll be having to do a third stop. Like everyone else will have to be doing at least 1 to 2 more stops as well. So Y Racer, Camo, Risky and Kingan, as far as I'm aware, does not have to stop again. Hasselager, of course, pretty much the top 8 all still have to stop. And this is going to be the interesting thing. Vetcher is getting ready for safety car come in, I believe, in the next 2 laps.
Yep, the entire top 8 still has to stop. Quinn, unfortunately, he made a stop, but the second stop was a permanent stop for him, unfortunately. Jacko made 2 stops, but one of them was, of course, behind the safety car. So, yeah. So, when will the guys up front make their first pit stop? That will be a big question.
I mean, if you look at it, Vetro, as you can see, all of them most on the soft tyres there. Apart from Bazak on the mediums, most of these guys will be stopping in the next 4 to 4 laps, really. They'll be stopping around about before lap 10 or 11 for a presumably set of softs or a set of medium tyres. Of course, the likes of Newgarden, I believe it was, or sorry, Baza on that set of medium tyres. He'll be going on till around about lap 15, we believe, and then saying another 2 set of soft tyres, potentially. Maybe even longer, maybe up to lap 20, 2 set of soft tyres to the end of the race. That is the prediction for me of what Baza will be doing. So he's just going to stick it out for the time being. We are... believe we might get a safety car in this lap. Depends how quickly Jacko can catch up to the back of the field. Let's see. Are we gonna get lucky?
We might start now. No, we're not actually. I think we're gonna do another lap behind the safety car.
It'll do it. We'll say it right about now if it's gonna come in.
No, because the lights on the safety car would go out. Oh,
there we
go. The lights go out.
So right as they come through, come Hobberbocht. Then into Adi Leidendijk, the last corner, and this is going to be 2x2, almost like Indianapolis, I suppose. A nice banking then, it's quite a nice homage as well, and let's run on board then with Hasselager. Let's see, when does he go? He can go right about now then, and he does go.
He was really late. Look at the group behind him.
Yeah, they're all getting bunched up there in the background. Everyone seems to have got themselves off the start. And I say they all got themselves off the start, and that is that new guy. It was Newgarden.
I think he made contact with Fittino.
Running a bottom back and indecisive. Having trouble as well as... Oh, and there's mayhem! And there is Kingan off again!
More accidents.
And we might get a virtual safety car, potentially.
He just got a new front wing, and now he needs another one.
Yeah, another one. So it's going from bad to worse there for some. As we are looking at Jess getting hounded by Kabababu there for 8th and 9th position. But Hasselager getting a good start yet again here. Ahead of Vito, Bazza, Jake O'Sullivan there in 5th position. Ahead of Y Racer, Risky ahead of Jess Len. And then comes Kabababu, Jacko, Indecisive, who got involved. We believe Indecisive, Kingan and Newgarden all have...
Newgarden hasn't got any damage though. So he'll be able to overtake Kingen pretty quickly, but Kingen has to go again into the pits, and maybe he's got even more damage on the floor.
I'd be surprised, actually, if he didn't get any damage there. As you look through...
Oh, here comes Hasselager into the pits.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of them come straight into the pit lane there. In fact, all of them are coming into the pits down there. I wonder if Jess has got damage.
Yes. Oh, 5-second penalty for her and for Kamababo.
Yeah, speeding in the pit lane,
Both
no damage.
going into the pits a bit too quickly.
Yeah, so he's doing. It's a very slow pit lane as we got yellow flags. And who's that gone off now? And that is Baza, who's gone off there and into the wall as he struggles to get the car going in a straight line. The front left end plate is gone, and that is turn 3-4, then catching some of the drivers out already. And it's so difficult to try and catch up on who's doing what. So far, we believe we're going to start seeing these guys coming in the pit slow venture pretty quickly, I imagine.
Indeed we will, but first, Y-Racer and Sully battling for P3 in the race. They're pretty close behind each other.
Yep, Y-Racer, of course, he's done that stop already earlier on. We are waiting for, of course, the top 3, Indecisive and Baza, all to come in the pits. Jess and Kamababo have both got themselves a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That'll be added, of course, when
Bessa wants to make his... Bessa wants to make a stop now. Vitinho makes a stop now. He abided to the pit lane rules of the speed limit, so he will not get any penalty. But Y-Racer is just a matter of time when he will find his way past O'Sully. But, of course, it's pretty hard track to overtake. Only real overtaking opportunity is in the Tarzan box and also right before the Audi S.
Yeah, the Audi S.
Here comes Y-Racer. Is he going to try there on the outside? Maybe
sit
no.
Back. You'll see him sit back, of course, and just wait. But he doesn't need to take an unnecessary risk. And I've said this before, Vetro, and it's gone well for some people. But you don't need to take unnecessary risk out here. You could just sit back, wait for Sully to stop. You know you have the outright advantage. Yes, you might have Risky, who he's right behind you.
Sully is holding them up all because Risky also wants to get past.
Yeah, they see up the inside then, and rather than the outside, I might say, gets that done pretty easily, I suppose, in the end. Slight mistake there for Sullivan then on the exit. Next up, Risky will be trying to charge through as they come into Kobo Bocht through that.
Never say that again.
As he comes through the last corner. Now, let's see, is Sullivan going to come into the pit lane? No, he's going to go to the inside line, and that'll be
on the outside.
Risky.
And I think
is he going to get that stop?
Yes,
there he
there
is.
he goes.
Sully there, lifting off ever so slightly, and we've got Vito off, and that is
Vitinho.
and Vitinho has dropped it in the cover box, and we've also got Kingen off as well. They're all just dropping like flies right now. I think Chess also dropped it actually as well, potentially. So a few people struggling.
It's not going well for Kingen at all. This is the third time he's fallen all the way back. Bessa, look at the gap between him and Jess, 13 seconds.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a mistake there, potentially, between there and that there. So Jess dropping ever so slightly back. I'm not quite sure unless my eyes are deceiving me. Look a little closer, probably mistaken. There's a lot going on. Baza in 11, Newgarden in 12, Kingen in 13. We've got 26 laps to go. I tell you what, Jake's a little bit low on fuel right now, Vetro.
Jake.
Yeah, yellow light.
Oh, he's low on fuel already.
Comes in the pits.
Got 16 laps to go. 26 laps to go. Is he gonna make it then? Did he make a mistake with the pits?
He should get there potentially. Depends if we get another safety car, of course. You can save some fuel. Top 3 then in this race. Jacko, Risky, and Y-Racer are now, of course, in your top 3. Sullivan in the stop. Jake comes back out, and that will be in 5th position behind Hasselager as well. But the top 2 stay as they are. Y-Racer, Risky.
The speed underscore team. We've got Y-Racer and Risky.
Jacko, Hasselager, Jake, Sullivan ahead of Vito, Kamababo, and Jess, who is passing Indecisive as Indecisive makes his first stop of this afternoon as well. I'll tell you what, so far, a lot of the drivers, they're doing relatively well around the circuit. Only one real driver making a major mistake, and that being Quinn, figuring he's at the race. Kingen as well has made a few mistakes.
And Kingen on the starts. Yeah, Quinn, on the outside of the curbs of the... I forgot the name of the corner bocht.
Yeah, the one before Marlborough.
Marlborough. Come on, you can pronounce Marlborough.
Marlborough. It's the bocht. Most call it Marlborough.
It's just the bocht. Yeah, just call it Marlborough.
Marlborough curve. There we are. I mean, it's pretty much that what it stands for. Corner curve. That's at least what it means in Belgium, apparently. So, close enough. So we're going to go for it right there. Vito, fastest lap of this race. We're looking back then from on board Y Racer, and you can see Risky in second position, slowly starting to close up as well. Behind them, of course, like I said, we've got Jacko Hasselager and Jake as well. And then we've got Sullivan and Vito starting to close up then on that soft tyre compared to the medium. And you can definitely see how quickly Vito is starting to push up then towards the back.
Yeah, look at that. The gap is now 0.4 of a second. I think it's just a matter of time. I think maybe after this corner, the Renault, I think, then we will get into the Audi S and he might have a chance. No, I think he's too far back for now.
Yeah.
But I think on the main straight, he will surely get it.
We've got Y Racer weaving here. He's a little bit under pressure right now from Risky. Is Risky going to try around the outside there? No. For a second I thought he might do it. But he might get the old switcheroo. No, decides against it there. Y Racer just about covering that one off. But the top two getting a little bit closer right now. The DRS helping them. And we've got a yellow flag. And that is Sullivan.
Sullivan.
Who's dropped it. That is likely using the ERS out of the last corner, dropping it through there. You can see the damage on the front wing. There, so
and he comes into the pits again. But how many stops has he done right now? This will be his second stop, so that means he's done his amount of stops he needs to do. So that's one of the good things. And he's going on the hard, so he's trying to do the final 23 laps on this tyre.
Indecisive, meanwhile, passes Jet for P8 and 9. Bazza behind Newgard and Sullivan as well. Up front, Risky and Y Racer still as they are. Y Racer now running slightly low on fuel. So a few people here gambling on a later safety car, but I definitely think here that Risky a lot closer here with the DRS passing and going through then into the lead then of this race ahead of Y Racer. And now they go back to what they were. Y Racer and Risky going battling yet again. The top couple in the championship.
Oh, Risky a bit. Oh, he's almost hit him there.
It's one of those corners very easy to do, isn't it, actually?
Yeah, it's you saw the rear end of Risky. Then it was pretty hard for Y Racer to get out of the way there. He broke away later. And this is where Quinn crashed as well, and you can just see the rear end stepping out. It's really easy to do on the circuit, and look at the understeer on Y Racer as well. Really hard to get a good setup on this track.
Yeah, it certainly is, and you just gotta wonder as well. You can see actually Y Racer really pulling away actually with the DRS just about got it this lap, so you can close in, and we've got another one off at the last corner, and that's
Solly again.
Kingen.
No, it's Kingen again,
and now he's broke his front wing. And again, this is using the ERS, and we've got another one! And that is that Newgarden. My goodness, I believe that was Newgarden also off, and, well, they're all getting off.
I don't think he was.
But it was definitely yellows. Unless it was Bazarov, it certainly someone was off the road. But, my goodness.
Well, you're going into Murray Walker mode.
Meanwhile,
well, Y Racer right behind Risky again. He keeps on pushing onto the Hunsrug and into the I forgot the name again.
You forgot the name.
Hugenholz? No, not Hugenholz. It's fine.
Is the beginning?
No.
Schivelank.
Oh, Schijflak. Oh, Schijflak.
Yes, the Schijflak.
The Schivelank. That's the new name.
The Schivelank. Yeah. 5 tenths the gap between the top two then so far, and we are still waiting for a few people to do their second stops. We believe, well, we know Sully has done his second stop, Kingen as well. We believe Kamababu still has to stop again. We know Jacko also has to do another stop
I think,
on top of that.
I think Kingen has done more than enough stops so far.
Yeah, Y-Racer going to come and attack Risky,
again.
and let's see, left or right,
Inside.
it's going to be the inside, and
right.
back through then, into the lead then, here in Zandvoort then, here, and of course...
And he's got the position.
Yeah, he's got the position, and now it's all back up to see if the retaliation can come back on once we go through and see who is doing what through the rest of the field. Jacko in third position, a little bit cool right now there for him. Hasselager in fourth, Jake in fifth position, Vito in sixth, Kamababo seventh. We got Indecisive there ahead of Jess. They come into the Hoverbocht as well, and Newgarden following suit as well, chasing down Jess in their meantime. Behind them, we've got Bazo, who's also chasing down as well. A few people chasing. Slowly going to the end of this race on that set of hard tyres, which is not ideal. But that will easily make it to the end. Kingen and back up front, I believe that. So we're going to see the top two switching around yet again.
Yeah, they've got really equal pace. I think Y-Racer's got the better pace right now. But of course, the DRS is so strong in this circuit. Here he goes.
Too far back
He's
this
got way
time.
more speed. It's 314 against 295 kilometers an hour, so that's about 15 kilometers per hour difference, maybe even 20.
Yeah, 20 sometimes different there, but of course the straight is so short there too. In reality, it's one of the shortest straights on the calendar. Austria is only slightly, well, some of the straights in Austria are longer than this, which says a lot.
Hungary is pretty short as well.
Yeah, Hungary is well quite short. It's one of the shorter straights with DRS, so there's not a lot of opportunity to make an overtaking of move when you get there.
Well, we've got a big orange crowd over here. I think they're all cheering for Y-Racer, of course. He's Dutch, so we'll be really happy when he wins, and the Wilhelmus will sound on the podium.
Yeah, the klaxons as well, I suppose, in some cases. Of course.
And the Fufuzellas, one of those things.
All the noises. But Y-Racer, so far so good, leading this race from Risky. 5 tenths to gap, but again, not too close enough to make a move. He needs to be about 3 tenths really.
He needs to be quicker on the whole lap, so he's way better behind in the Kamhobobocht. And then into the Arilijndijk-bocht. He just needs to get really close up the bum of Y-Racer, and then he can get past. But of course, Y-Racer has got the better pace right now, but he's not really pulling away that much. Not as much as he would want. How old are their tires, and when are they going to stop? That's another question.
They stopped before the safety car earlier on, so that around about that. I surely imagine, Vettor, if they can stretch it around about lap 26, potentially, then go 10 to the end on that set of another set of soft, but we could see them diving in for a set of medium tyres to cover off the safety car opportunities as well. Of course, medium tyres will easily make it to the end.
Don't forget that Risky has started from the back of the field, and he's now battling for P2. Well, yeah. P1, I should say.
Yeah, Risky, as you said, actually, yeah, he did start from the back. We'll have a look, see who has been up the most positions. Yeah, 11 positions up then for Risky. And Y-Racer did a first last week. Is Risky going to try and do it this week?
Well, if you look at the fuel, I'm pretty concerned actually for the fuel. Because is he going to finish the race on that fuel? Because you cannot change the fuel mix on this game.
And meanwhile, further down the field, just getting harassed slightly then by Newgarden and Bazo as they start to attack ever so slightly with the DRS.
Oh, it is off. He spun around.
Yeah, Bazo
on the curb.
I think he might have slightly touched actually.
Yeah, I was on board with him when I saw it. He went on the inside curb, and that unsettled the car. And now he needs to start all over again, and he's lost Jess and Newgarden out of sight. Yeah,
Jess there, and now only having one car to attack right behind there, and that of course being Newgarden as well.
He will have a chance here. He will have a really good chance. He's going to go on the inside. I think he's gonna try it.
Be
No,
brave.
no, he's too far away. No, he is gonna try it.
Just gives the
about.
opportunity, opens the door, and that is Bazza!
That's Bessa again! Oh
And
dear, that's front wing flying
gone,
around.
damage everywhere, and the safety car has been deployed. And Bazza comes in the pit lane. Now, I think that will not count, and that will not be a mandatory stop, I think. I think that is not a mandatory stop.
So.
Because he came in just there as the tyres changed there from softs to mediums. They came off, and then mediums went on.
Oh.
That was interesting, but he will have to stop again.
But they've all got to be careful on the straight, because we've seen a... oh, it's already cleaned up, I see. Because we've seen a puncture because of debris earlier in the race. We wouldn't want that again. And now he's also lapped Beza. He can unlap himself, of course, but he's all the way back down the field again.
Yeah, Kamababu in, Vito in as well. I would not be surprised Jess coming in the pits as well here. You know,
that's an unsafe release. Oh dear, Vitinho just into Kamababo, who is also serving a penalty.
Yeah, the thing here is actually as well. Let's see if we see Jess coming in.
He's stuck in the pits. Oh, there he goes. Never mind.
With that 5-second time penalty.
Yeah, the game had a bit of a glitch there, so I thought he was stuck in the pits. Yeah, it froze. But nonetheless, he's back out on the field in P7. Well, this safety car is going to shake things up, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. It's going to certainly bring the field back together. It's got ever so slightly spread out over the last couple of the laps, but as you said, yeah, Bazza lapped down. Now, he will have to pull into the pit lane when the safety car comes in. Of course, as per JACKOCAR regulations, you cannot be interfering in the lead battle, so you will have to come in following the safety car in. Of course, when that arrives. So I'm looking down here. I'm surprised to see Jess hasn't decided to come in the pit lane. She would have the opportunity to do so and to get rid of that 5-second time penalty.
I see the tires. Details. She has done one stop. She needs to do another stop. Just like Newgarden, Indecisive, Jake and Hasselager. And of course the two speeds up front. The two speeds are the speediest in this race.
Yeah, like I said, they are the speedy boys. Speed Y Racer and Speed Risky. So far, the top two. Jacko, though, back in third position. He has to stop one more time as well. So the people who have done their first stops so far and have all got to do one stop are Y Racer, Risky, Jacko, Hasselager, Jake, Vito, I believe, still has to stop yet again. We've got Kamababo, who I believe may be okay. Though I'm not too certain about that one. Indecisive. Newgarden has to stop. Jess has to stop. Sully will have to stop again, I believe. Bazza and Kingan as well. Of course, later on after the race, I will go and confirm that because, as per usual here, it gets very confusing very quickly, Vetro.
It does, and of course we haven't mentioned it at the start of the stream, but we have got no jokers this race, so everybody has to abide to the rule of getting 2 pit stops.
The safety car will be in next lap, we believe, so lap 21.
Yeah, we're still waiting on Kingan. He's oh, we're not waiting on Kingan, we're waiting on Sully. Because Kingan is in front of him, but Sully is... But Kingan is 13.
Because...
oh, here comes Vitinho. And Jake? Is that Jake? No, it isn't.
That's Bazza coming in the pits there to get out of the order there. So he's decided to come in the pits. Fair enough for him. So he dropped himself nearer the back.
Aha. Well, let's see what the safety car will do. Surely we'll get racing again on lap 21. Well, 22. When we cross the line. Then we've got 14 laps of racing to go. What tires is everybody on?
All the mediums. One on hard, that is
all of the mediums. But look at Y Racer and Risky. 19 laps, and we've got Vitinho who's got 1 lap on those tires. The cars behind them has got way fresher tires, so when are they going to stop? When are they going to switch to new softs? Or maybe mediums? another set of mediums they can do.
Yeah, most
Or 2
certainly,
laps.
as well as...
I think they will wait when the safety car is over, and then when the safety car gets out of the way, then they will make their stop.
Yeah, most certainly, we'll see.
But they should have done it earlier then, actually, because now everybody's bunched up and they will lose more time.
Yeah, I mean, this is the interesting thing of now just trying to pit who is currently on what strategy and who is doing what. We'll have to confirm later on. But I believe Sully, actually, I think Sully is okay. He can go to the end of this race. So Sully can go to the end. I'm not quite sure if Kingan can go to the end. Potentially, though we'll have to confirm that later on. Baza as well, I believe, may be able to go to the end of this race. Everyone else ahead has to
like on the inside, he almost hits the rear of Jacko there. Don't overtake him, don't do a max.
Yeah, they
mean,
literally...
This is Zandvoort, but don't do a max.
Yeah, they're all just trying to, we're all trying to go, they're all trying to wait, they're trying to see who can go, they're going to see who's going to go. And we are going to be going there, and looks like everyone did get themselves pretty good there.
On the inside of Jacko, he's
got
it's contact immediately. Oh dear. Oh no, Hasselager has hit Speed Racer, Speed Risky, I should say, at the restart. And that's immediately ruined both of their restarts.
Yeah, that is both their races.
That was a bit too overzealous of Hasselager, I should say. He hit the rear of him and they both spun into the corner.
That's how what this does mean. Y Racer now...
Jake is almost at Jacko as well. And Y Racer, he's laughing.
He's checked out. He's checked out there, hasn't he? I tell you what, we've got this little battle going on right now between Jacko and Jake. That is the battle for second and third. And yeah, everyone looked like they got the start absolutely fine there as we're riding on board with Jacko and Kingan. I think that was that Hasselager, actually. My apologies there. As well, so a few people having a few issues already at the start of this race. Everyone's still got to come in as well. So I'm wondering, Vector, if we're going to see everyone just dive in the pit lane this lap.
Well, we'll find out in about 5 seconds.
Yeah,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's one of them. And that is the only one of them. But, of course, I think Risky is also gonna get in. And Hasselager, of course, because he's got no front wing.
I mean, well, Jake and Jacko are two comrades there, and we've got yellow flag for Baza, who's gone off, and let's see, he is dropped it on the exit of
between the Kammerbocht and the
Kammerbocht.
The Kammerbocht. But what's more important is Jacko right behind. Jake right behind Jacko. Jake and Jacko.
Oh, you don't have a look up the inside, lads. It's back. This is nice to watch. I must say, on board we are, and let's see, is he going to think?
He's going to try. No.
Harry.
For the podium. Jacko, Jake, and Vitinho.
Outside line. That'd be nice stuff.
Is he going to try it there?
That'd be brave. It'll work if he does. He'll turn to the inside line. That's going to be good, but let's see, of course, if Jacko can hold the line on the outside, because at the inside of the next corner.
And he's made it.
Yeah, he's made it. Good little move there. But now, with the slipstream, let's see if Jacko can sliver on back up the inside. He won't sliver on up the inside into Kammerbocht, because he's too far back right there.
Yeah, look at Jake. He's running away, and now Vitinho will have a look.
Yeah, Vitinho, I think Jacko might just
and Jacko's going to go into the pits, so this is the right timing, I think, for him.
Race control enabled. Everyone else staying out for the time being.
We've seen a lot of spins and a lot of mistakes this race. It just shows how hard the circuit can be.
Yeah, most certainly can be. I mean,
the curbs are deadly.
And of course, we've now got 12 laps to go in this race. It's turning right into a little battle of survival for some. But to be fair, only one retirement from this race, Venture, despite the amount of mistakes we have had. To see only one really have a mistake is pretty good.
It was just a lucky hit, I think. It just ruined his tire. His tire just fell off.
Well, that tends to happen when you hit a wall.
Well, Kingan had the same thing, but only his front wing left the car. And yes, the tires do fall off, but he just had a really unlucky hit. Yeah,
but certainly to ride through the field so far. Battle for 4th and fifth position so far. That is
Yeah,
indecisive.
that's Sully.
And Sully, as we're going to see a few stop
coming.
3 into the pit lane. Jess also
Here he comes. Is he going to try it here? That's a bit... Oh, he's just going to do it. Why not? Here he goes.
Around the outside. Let's see. Nicely does. Right around the outside. And as he got that done, indeed, indecisive has got O'Sullivan there, who I believe might still have to come into the stops. Potentially, we are waiting on confirmation later on
I think
that one.
Sully tried to attack Indecisive, and Indecisive kept the position. But Indecisive, he needs another stop, and I think he will stop pretty soon. 10 laps to go. Will he go on the mediums or will he go on the softs?
Everyone's going to be going on the softs better right now.
Yeah,
we can see
goes into,
a lot of them coming out on a set of soft tyres. One on the medium, that is Risky. Who
look
is on
at Indecisive as well. It was Risky who was made up 11 positions, but Hasselager put a stop to it, and now it's Indecisive who's won 11 positions into P1. Where will he fall back? He will fall back pretty far, but then Sully will be in a really good position to win the race at the end.
Yeah, he should
because he doesn't need to stop anymore.
He should drop between Vito, Canababio, and at least Risky. Now, we are going to wait until after the race. I believe we'll find out. Oh, he thought he was going to have a look around the outside. That was Sully. Couldn't quite do it. And now we'll just sit back behind. And this is the thing here. Sometimes it gets very confusing when you
here comes
look
Coutinho
at the
on Newgarden for P6 in the race.
Up the inside, and that's another position there for him. The top two, meanwhile, 3/10 of a second between them. Looking through the rest of the field, and a few people quite spread out as well. Risky up in 9th position ahead of Camo Babo, who is in 8th. Newgarden, Vito, Jacko still behind his comrade Jake, who is ahead.
Battle for the lead. Here comes Sully. Is he going to try it into the Audi S on the inside? No, not quite. No, that's a hit, and he's gone off.
That was a little bit clumsy. I must say that wasn't. And you must be careful.
Oh dear. Almost a repeat of last week.
Safety car.
We've got another safety car. Oh dear, that's not good for Indecisive.
That is really gonna. That's gonna really bugger Indecisive right now. Look, he's weaving a little bit. He knows in his heart that that is gonna be a long afternoon. White Racer's back up to second, by the way. Again,
well, Sully is going to fall back a lot. He was on the inside. I think it's just a bit of a racing incident. Yeah, because you can say Indecisive turning on him, but that's not really true, because he couldn't really go anywhere else.
Yeah, it was just a racing incident there, I must say. It was a little bit one of those clumsy spins. But that happens when you get that type of contact. In comes Risky. Hasselager 3-second time penalty for
Risky again, but just to get rid of the penalty maybe, or... Oh, he's going to go on softs. That's going to be... Okay.
Strategy. He has done
this is going to be interesting, because the last 6 laps of the race, Indecisive still has to stop.
Yeah, Indecisive's really in a spot of bother right now up front. He's just stuck out there, helpless, probably screaming out in agony as he realises now that he is the only one, I believe, now still to come. Oh,
that's White Racer. What's he doing?
What has he done? What has happened to Speedy White Racer? He hasn't got any damage, but he just went straight on. Well, I mean...
Is that a disconnection of the wheel or something, or... He lost heaps of positions, but...
That was very odd.
Did he lose positions or not? I think he did.
He was in second, now he's down into 5th. What on earth happened there? Indecisive killed his own race by his own name. Being slightly indecisive when to stop.
But
I suppose you could say, I mean, he could have stopped a little earlier. I mean, he's going to have to come in pretty quickly and then hope ready for a safety car to come out. We've got a lot of people, Vetra, who are lapped here.
Yeah, we saw Kingen. He's currently in 4th position, while he's in 12th.
So, quite a lot of these drivers, they'll be, by fault of regulation, they'll have to stop.
Better. Well, Because on this game, you cannot overtake the safety car to unlap yourself. I think.
So this is a perfect opportunity. I was saying, yeah. I'm surprised.
So
yeah.
is everybody on the soft now, except for Indecisive? Let me see. No, we've got Y-Racer and Newgarden also on the mediums. But Indecisive, 17 laps on mediums. He needs to stop immediately after the safety car, and everybody will overtake him. And then we've got Jake. He's got the best papers for the race win.
Yeah, Jake, he is looking potential for a victory here today in Zandvoort. He's got his fellow rival Jacko behind him. This could get very spicy indeed. Jake and Jacko going for the race win here. Could Jacko win his first race of the season, of course? Full-time driver, of course, now for Kia Series. And that'd be an awfully good feel-good movement.
In this lap. Is Indecisive going to pit immediately or a lap behind?
He'll have to do one more lap after. We'll see that. So you can keep an eye out for the people who've not.
He's got way slower tires. Jake and Jacko wants to get by as quick as possible to run away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, keep an eye out for see if some people who are lapped, like the people down the back, they'll also be diving into the pit lane.
I'll keep an eye on it.
We certainly hope so, because that is a regulation, as far as I've been told, so they will be penalised if they do not. But on board with Indecisive. And let's see how long does he take before he goes, of course. Wait, I believe...
Being in and Bessa in. No, Bessa not in.
A few people should be coming in. And look at here, up the inside, free wide into turn one. This can't work, boys, and Jacko takes the lead. Was that an optimistic bit of driving there for Jacko, who takes the lead?
What a restart.
As now he leads then, as we get to see a few cars bunching up in the mid-pack. And are they all going to get themselves free correctly? Bunch. There's a bit of contact.
Risky and Hasselager again.
And Sully up the inside. This can't work. Oh, Harry backed out the last second there. They're side by side.
No, that's too quick. That's too... Almost a big accident there.
And how these guys are all keeping it. Here comes Jake. Back to the lead. To the lead. To the inside. Can he get it? Yes. He's back through into the lead here of the Dutch Grand Prix. There's all mayhem's going on the back.
All the way at the back. Look at that. That's Indecisive and risky.
And we've got a car off there, and that's a wall. And is that going to be another safety car? I wonder. Hasselager, can he get it going? The virtual safety car has been deployed, but Jake now leads here in the Netherlands. Jacko in second position. He got an awesome restart,
and
but
Indecisive. He's going to pit now, but he needs to do another pit stop.
No, he's fine. He's fine. He can, of course, under virtual.
Oh, it's virtual.
That's
yeah, never mind.
That's come out in the right time for him. As long as
he will still lose a lot of positions. But Hasselager, oh dear. That's a horrible... But this virtual safety car is helping Jake so much, because all the laps Jacko needs to overtake him, the less time he has to overtake him, the better it is for him.
Well,
Jake
we are
just
back
wants
racing.
to take a position.
Yeah, well, we're back racing eventually then.
Pretty quick.
Yeah, pretty quickly. Does Jacko need to try and get that? But Jake fought that valiantly there. Straight back through, straight back into the lead here of the Dutch Grand Prix. Here on that 31 with some 36 of the total. Meaning we have got some 5 laps to go.
5 laps? About 4 laps in a moment.
And so far, top 2, 3, 4 people there. We all believe probably everyone has now got to go to the end of this race. And we're seeing Wilco, of course, by JACKOCAR. You cannot pit under the virtual safety. You can pit under the virtual safety car for doing the strategy, but of course that will mean there is a mandatory 2-stop, and you can't. That does not count if you stop under the safety car. You can stop, but it won't count towards the mandatory 2-stop. It's a bit confusing to me sometimes.
Well,
I'm getting used to it.
The virtual does count.
The virtual does not count. You can stop, of course, under the virtual safety car.
The virtual also doesn't count.
You can stop under the virtual, and it will count towards the total. Yes.
Oh, so it does. Yes. Oh, so it does count. Okay.
Yeah, it's confusing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And Iceman saying it better than I can say it there. As well as we're looking at Jacko getting attacked ever so slightly.
He's outside of the DRS zone.
Yeah, Jacko dropping back. Y-Racer coming back into
And
this.
Y-Racer will actually... can he overtake Jacko on the next straight? Can he snatch a second position?
Well, he's still
Better
getting
yet,
DRS.
Can he snatch that first position, maybe?
But let's see if Y-Racer, he can take his second victory of the season. Won here in Britain. Could he win here in the Netherlands? That will really be a good...
Oh,
no!
Y-Racer!
Oh, mayhem! He's dropped it! Oh, he wants to be careful, careful, now you want to wait.
On the inside curb once again. We've seen so many mistakes today, but only one DNF yet. And oh dear, he falls back all the way to 9th position. We were just talking about how he could win this race.
Well, Vetro, I suppose in the famous words of me, what have I done?
Look at Risky now. Back up to P5. Can he make that comeback? Because Hasselager made it really hard for him, but he fought hard back, and now he's right behind Kamababo, and he's gonna try it here, isn't he? Is he gonna try it immediately?
Yeah, I
no,
thought for a second he was gonna have a lunge up the inside.
He's gonna try it here, surely. No, not yet.
He'll sit back for a little bit. Might get a good exit here, but again into this corner, Risky for Risky. No, with the DRS, might be able to get one up the outside or the inside through this corner. Then let's see, left or right. It's going to be
no, I would go right.
He's going to go to the left, long way around the outside.
He got him anyway.
Yeah.
Good straight line speed. Now, how is it going with the fuel? I don't know.
Jake's good. Jacko is good. Vito is good. Risky, Kamababo are both good on fuel. I think everyone's good on fuel right now, Vetro.
Okay. The safety cars helped then?
Yep, the safety car most certainly has helped this situation. Y-Racer though, I feel so sorry for him now. He's down there in 30th position. No, he's not broken the front wing. He hasn't damaged the car. He can go to the end of this race still with 2 laps to go. But that's got to be some rotten luck for him.
That's a podium
I say that, Y-Racer's coming to the pit then, hasn't he? Never mind.
I think he's going to try to go for the fastest lap. Do he get points for the fastest lap?
He will get fastest lap points, so he's going to try and do it. Jake, Lope, on his merry way, that 34-36, still leads this race now. And I tell you what, but people said that Jake could win this race. He's on course for it right now. As long as he doesn't make a mistake, as long as it doesn't go wrong, he could win his first race this season as well. Jacko fighting hard. He's trying to close up, and he's getting closer and closer and closer. Everyone has done their mandatory stops, so there will be no penalties for my
that curb on the inside. Jacko hit that curb as well, but that curb is deadly. Oh, so deadly. If you take a bit too much of the curb, it's race over. Just like Y-Racer has demonstrated.
Yeah, it certainly is, but so far, so good. Lap 35, Jacko, Vito, Risky, come on, Babo, Sully, Newgarden, ahead of Jess, who is in 8th position, so I say there. Indecisive in 9th, a long way back, ahead of Y-Racer on that set of softs, who is now going to be going to blitz the fastest lap, ahead of his fellow friend, I believe brother as well, that is El Hasselager, Baza and Kingan. 4 temps the gap right now between the top 2, and it's getting closer ever so slightly. Now tell you what, if Jacko wants to pull this move off, he's going to have to do it pretty quickly.
Yeah, he's got one more lap to go after this one, but look at the speed he gains on Jake. Jake has got really good pace right now, but Jacko, this will be his final chance on the straight line. He needs to get a really good exit out of the Arie Luijendijk bocht. Is he going to do that? I don't think he's close enough.
It's too far back right now. It's a few attempts back. Jake struggling on the rear end, but he should be fine right now. He can weave ever so slightly.
Maybe it'll be brave. Way too far back.
It will be brave.
Way too far.
Yeah, so top 3 then stay as they are. Vito and third, I might say, doing a good job. But through we come then. Jake and Jacko. Jacko challenging for Jake, but I think Jake so far, as long as he gets it good all the way through here to the next DRS zone, he should be good because there's not really any opportunity to overtake. But you could see the gap closing and closing more and more. Y-Racer picks himself up a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. But Jake ever so slightly wide. He must be careful.
He's gone wide.
He's lucky there, but
Y-Racer's
again...
got the fastest lap, so that worked for him. Oh, he's got the wrong line.
Oh,
no.
He fought there. He had to cover it there.
Focus
This is the
on
only
the exits.
opportunity. This will be the only
Vitinho
opportunity.
now. Vitinho now. Is he
yeah,
going to take that
close.
second place off? He might try it. No, not quite enough.
But Jake's
think
made a
Jake has
mistake.
got-
He's gone wide. Oh, no!
they've hit him.
They've hit each
They've hit
other.
him.
They've hit each other on the last lap. Jake covering there. Jacko weaving in frustrations.
Vitinho hit him now as well.
And Vitinho's hit him.
But-
And yellow flags. And drama. And Jake Lowe through the last corner with a mistake. Wins the Dutch Grand Prix. Jacko in second. Vitinho in third. Frisky in fourth. Camo Babo will finish ahead of Sully. And then we are waiting for Jess.
Bessa and Kingen had a bit of a ding-dong.
Oh,
lately.
and Jess
that's
is out of
another
fuel.
Kingen has hit the back of Bessa because they had to get out of the way for Jess.
And Jess crossing a line in 8th, runs out of fuel, manages to get to the end. Jacko bottling it there,
Indecisive.
running into the rear, indecisive crosses the line in 9th. Y-Racer in 10th, Hasselager, Keegan and Bazza. And Y-Racer has given up and has got himself a 5-second time penalty for being naughty.
So, what happened there? Jake was in the lead. Jacko hit the rear of him and Vitinho hit the rear of him. But they didn't get any damage from it. Brisky has got drive of the day. He made a nice comeback again when he got spun around by Hasselager into turn 1.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was another one of those races where drama happens throughout. But I tell you what, Jake wins this race. I think he might get my one of 4 drive of the days race. We've got to pick 4 of them.
4 of them?
Yeah,
Oh dear.
Let's pick 4 of them.
Of course the winner, Jake. He's won a hell of a lot of positions. I think I gotta give it to
Risky.
Y-Racer. Definitely Y-Racer.
So my drive of the days to me is Jake, Risky, and let's go through who else did a good job. Let's give it to let's go for who else do we go for driver of the day?
Another one. Well, I've got 3 now. I've got Jake, Speed, Y-Racer and Speed Risky. I think Jacko. Jacko has had a really good race.
Yeah, Jacko had a good race, fought very hard, so we'll give it to Jacko as well. And there is the end of this race. So
The Dutch Grand Prix has come to an end. What a battle for the top 3 at the end.
well, Vetro, do you know what? I'll let you round the stream off and you can do it in full Dutch.
In full Dutch. Oh dear, well, here we go. Ik hoop dat jullie hebben genoten van deze wedstrijd. Onze Nederlandse jongens, helaas, het ging niet helemaal volgens plan. Maar de volgende race komt het vast wel weer goed. Daar zijn dus ook zeker heel veel oranje tribunes. Dus heel veel succes voor de volgende race. Dat zien jullie daar. Ik weet niet welke baan het is, maar we zullen zelf wel van achter komen. Right, Evil?
Yes, right. And on that bombshell, I have been Evil. Vetro has been Vetro. Thank you for your Dutch X-Ro. There we go.
X-Pro.
X-Ro. There we go. But until next time, we will see you then. Take care, and of course next week will be Imola, and that is a throwback week as well, so we'll see some throwback liveries. Until then, take care and goodbye.